Namaste, IGV Dr. Shama Kadri from Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics, and today in this video we are going to talk about prosthesis management of wrist disarticulation. So let's start with it. It includes cosmetic gloves, electric hand, figure of 8 harness, figure of 9 harness, flail arm, hinge, flexible hinges, friction wrist, hooks, mechanical hand, passive hand, polycentric hinge, powered rotator, quick disconnect wrist, shoulder saddle and chest strap, silicone insert suspension, single axis hinges, sleeve suspension, step up hinges, supracondylar suspension locking mechanism for Leonard strap for upper extremity, thermoplastic prosthesis, transradial amputation, and the control system. So let's begin with it. Cosmetic gloves. Cosmetic gloves come in a variety of shapes and colors and can be made by vinyl, PVC, or silicone. Electric hand. An electric hand is driven by the electrical impulses transmitted every time an arm muscle contracts or by a switch control on the harness of the prosthesis. Figure of 8 for the transradial, transhumeral, transradial for lower arm terminal devices, finger of 9 harness. Used for transradial prosthesis when the socket is self-suspending. A flail arm hinge is used for the amputees who do not have good muscular control for the residual limb. Flexible hinges. Flexible hinges are used for the short transradial below elbow amputees to translate forearm rotation to the terminal devices. Flexion wrist. The flexion wrist allow an amputee to preposition for the terminal device in 30 or 50 degree of flexion. Friction wrist. A friction wrist is the most basic wrist design. With this style, the amputee manually pronates and supinates the hand into position. Hooks. A prosthetic hook is the most functional terminal device available, but it is also the least cosmetic, includes VC and VO. Mechanical hand. A mechanical hand is more cosmetic terminal device than a hook. However, using a mechanical hand comprises dexterity because typically only the thumb and wrist first two fingers are movable. Passive hand. A passive hand is used for the option and opposition and cosmosis. The polycentric hinge are used by short transradial amputees. Powered rotator is used for the electrical pronation and supination of myoelectrical hand. Quick disconnect wrist is designed to be used for amputees who are frequently change their terminal devices. Hand or hook, shoulder saddle or chest strap. A shoulder saddle is a custom made leather pad that is used to help dispel excess pressure. It is attached to the chest strap instead of an axilla loop. Silicone insert suspension insert to use for comfort, skin protection, or suspension of the prosthesis on the patient limb. Single axis hinge used by the transradial amputees. Sleeve suspension is used for the transradial below elbow amputees. It is made of plastic fabric silicone or a combination of two that extend from the socket of the prosthesis onto the patient's upper arm. Sleeve suspension is used for the transradial as well as now further move to the step-up hinges, which are used for the very short transradial below elbow amputees. Supracondylar suspension is a socket design used for a transradial prosthesis. Suspension locking mechanism. attachment pin and lock body of upper extremity, and there is as well as lower extremity. Use as transradial and transhumeral. Thermoplastic prosthesis. How it is controlled: the single cable control, the double cable control. Controlled by the cable used in the figure of 8 or figure of 9. So if you have any queries related to this video, ask me in comment section. This video is powered by digital version of 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. खुश रहिए.